and sit down.
アンソニーとしても知られているザ・スーパービラン、マイケルとしても知られているザ・ミラクル。
Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of Restaurant Radio. I am here with a very special guest. We have Lisle Wilkerson, the voice actress for Nina Williams and Christie Monteiro and a lot of other characters. We're here at Uchi-Con 2017 over at the University of Chicago. Hi, Lisle. How is everything going with you today?
Good.
You liking the con so far?
Loving it.
You just got done with a panel, right?
I did. I just finished doing my Destination Tokyo panel.
Ooh, what was that about?
It's just a lot of cool and fun facts about Tokyo for people who are thinking about planning a trip there, or maybe they're very fascinated with Japan. I'll talk like cultural facts, but also good trip tips.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Japan and were born there too?
I did, yeah. I was born in the States. I moved there when I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
We first lived in Sendai, which is northern Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lived there for 3 years, but the rest of the time was in Tokyo.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like coming back here to the U.S.? I know a lot of people.
So weird.
I have a best friend who went there to do study abroad too, and he said that coming back to the U.S. was like really like a culture shock for him.
Yeah. So you can imagine for someone that has only experienced life in Japan to come over here and then being like this tall blonde chick that was so super American, it was so bizarre. I think there's sometimes where I'm still a little bit in culture shock, you know, where I just don't really know. And because it's the little things that really, like for the longest time, I couldn't figure out who I was supposed to tip and who I wasn't supposed to tip. Right?
Gotcha.
And I was living with a Japanese roommate when I first moved to LA, and I remember the FedEx guy came to our apartment, and I was like, "Oh, Shiori, do I tip him?" She's like, "No, really?" I'm like, "I don't know. Seems like we tip everyone else." So yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
That sounds like it. So how did you get started in voice acting?
I really started through radio. I was in radio at the age of 19.
Okay.
And at that time, I really, I mean, you know, when you do radio, I think your voice is on the radio all the time. You get asked to do other voice jobs, right? So I did a lot of commercials and stuff like that, and then it led to the voice acting for video games, which is so much fun.
I bet.
Very cool job. Yeah, absolutely.
So what is like the story behind the Nina Williams audition? I'm pretty sure it's like something funny or cool that happened with that.
So when I first became, I think when it was 4, I actually didn't really understand how big Tekken was, you know. Just the game itself, I didn't really realize, and also because usually the client doesn't really give you much information at all about what you're doing when you're voicing for a video game or a project. So usually what happens in Japan, like here in the States, when they audition for a game or even for anime, a lot of times what they'll do is you have to make your own customized audition at your home studio. But in Japan, you actually have to physically go to the studio and do a demo there.
Oh, okay.
So they usually direct you and everything. So that's what happened for Tekken. But I remember, when I did 4, it wasn't that, I mean, obviously memorable, but it wasn't, there's no funny story. But 5 was very funny. I just started picking up boxing. I was really into boxing for working out and everything. I had these amazing big yellow leopard print gloves.
Oh, wow.
And I used to, when I was living in Tokyo, I used to ride around on a mountain bike, right? Like a black and red, kind of pimped out, of course, mountain bike. And I would have these big gloves with me.
Okay.
So we were going to record for Tekken 5, and I remember pulling up to the studio on my bike with these big gloves, and the client, Namco, was coming up as well, and they just burst out laughing. They're like, "Oh, Lisa-san, you are so like Nina!" Right? And it was so funny.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, yeah!" And I got all excited. And then I remember, like, some of the lines, "Come on, baby. show me what you got. And like, isn't it past your bedtime? Like some of those lines were lines that I, helped them come up with. And I was like, yeah, she's sassy. She needs to be badass, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So what's like your process for getting prepared for like voice work? Do you have anything special?
It depends on what it is. Usually, I like to, if I get a script. And also depending on the role. So I just did, say for instance, I just recently did a big audition for a big commercial. And they were looking for a certain type of voice, and they were looking for a certain type of delivery as well. So what I would do is I would spend some time researching, finding that certain style. And this would be the same with anime, same with video games as well. And I would look at the videos, and then I would kind of try to figure out my own version of that delivery, whatever. And I would try to do this a few days before if I can. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you're not given the luxury of time, so they just throw it at you.
Like here.
Yeah, exactly. So usually, I like to kind of go over it mentally before I figure, and then come up with a voice, whatever. And then when I actually go into the studio, I like to give myself a few minutes of quiet time. I like to kind of center myself a little bit. I don't have, like, as far as food or anything, like I know a lot of people who do voice acting, they stay away from dairy products. I don't really do that much dairy anyway, so it's not a big deal to me. But I do coffee, and I know a lot of people are like, no! It's a dehydrant.
Yeah.
But I also, though, I usually bring a big thing, like a 2-liter thing of water with me, because I go through water like crazy.
Yeah, pretty sure you're pretty dehydrated.
Yeah, and especially for a video game where you're yelling a lot and everything, So that's kind of my process going into it. But when I start recording, I'm also a very physical actor, voice actor, so I like using my body and kind of expressing myself as much as I'm allowed to. And I do have I have what I call my fighter girl stance. Which is standing with my feet apart a little bit. It kind of, to me, represents a little bit more empowerment.
Gotcha.
So those are some of the things I really get into when I go when I record. Other than that, though, I don't really have anything that much yet.
Gotcha. So what other characters do you voice act besides the ones for Tekken?
So there's Nina, Christie, we mentioned Zafina, and then Virtua Fighter, I do Sarah Bryant.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I also do Shamu. Very excited that that's coming back. So we do Shuing and Joy for Shamu, and then also Yuan for Shamu.
Oh, I love Yuan.
Yeah,
oh my god.
That was a lot of fun.
She's such a big personality, in that game.
Yeah. So here's the story on that, because you like that character. When they were coming up with Yuan, because this was like 15 years ago, right? Yeah. 16 years ago. They actually wanted to make Yuan transgender, but they were worried about how it would be perceived here in the American market.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of times the American market is much more conservative when it comes to stuff like that. So we had a long meeting actually about this, and they were explaining to me, so Yuan is not a girl, not a guy, just kind of like, we want to make that kind of in the middle gray area, because we don't want her to be too far away from the Japanese character, and yet we do want your voice to represent some of the Japanese character, right?
Gotcha.
So it's like this big deal, So I went into the studio and I gave him a few voice samples, and we're just kind of going back and forth. And we did it for a while too. It was like, because I mean, not only do you have the voice tone, but there's also the delivery and everything, and the way they speak, right? So, and at that time, I was really into Sex and the City.
Oh.
Just like every other woman, I think.
That makes so much sense now thinking about her character.
Yeah. So I loved Samantha.
Ah, okay.
She was my favorite character. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I try to channel a little bit of Samantha into Yuan? Because she's, make her sassy and kind of like, darling, I don't, kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
And so, so I tell her, I'm like, so Yuan is actually partly Samantha.
Samantha Jones.
Yes.
It makes so much sense now because she's really sassy and just just over the top, very highfalutin. Just, oh God, I love her.
Yes. It was a lot of fun to do. Yeah.
So, I know you're not going to be in Tekken 7, but are you excited just to see Nina anyway? Just the fact that she's in the game?
I mean, it'll be really cool to see. At the end of the day, it's been a while since there's been a Tekken game come out, except for Tekken Cross, Street Fighter, or whatever. So it'll be good to see it come back out.
Mm-hmm.
I always love Nina. I have a soft spot for her.
Do you keep up with any fighting game tournaments and stuff? Like people who play this
No,
competitive
I
scene?
don't know anything about that. I mean, I know that I obviously know about them, but I don't know any of the players or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people really they're so amped on certain characters and waiting for certain characters. So Nina's inclusion was a big deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that I do know. So I do know that they were really mad that she wasn't a part of it, and I was too, because I think that the thing that I like about Nina, because people will ask, I love Christie. I think that she's great. To me, she has a much harder, the capoeira is a much harder fighting style.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible button masher. I never win with Christie, ever. Whereas with Nina, she's a little bit more straightforward, I think. So I can actually win games.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which surprises everyone, including me, every time. But I like her character. I like that she's very kind of this super bold and very strong character. But then there's this whole vulnerability with her sister, Anna, and so it seems like family a lot of times is very much of a vulnerable spot for her. And so I like that, that twist to her story.
Gotcha. So one other question I have to ask: have you met Harada-san in person? What's he like?
I have not met him. However, 2 years ago, I did go to see Namco Bandai. I went to the big headquarters in Tokyo, which is a lot of fun. I've never met Harada-san. Because a lot of times we don't get to meet the creators of the game. We usually just work with a few of the producers and maybe directors. But I will say that, it was an absolute, it was really wonderful to see Namco Bandai and see all the really cool. It was right before Christmas, and so they had this amazing display, and I wanted to take pictures, because some of their video game characters, including Tekken, were kind of integrated into the Christmas display. But I asked them, they're like, no picture. So the security guy was looking at me like, don't you dare throw you out in a second, miss.
It's pretty cool. Do you have anything you want to say to any the Nina fans across the world who maybe listen to this?
Come on, baby, show me what you got. I don't play with amateurs.
Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
Yes.
And anything new you're doing? Any projects you want to plug really quick?
I can't say anything right now. There is something that hopefully
top secret, guys.
Hopefully later this year there'll be something.
All right. So how can people keep up with you on social media or?
I have a Facebook. I'm very active on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You can find me there. And just ask. I'm very active. It's not someone else running my account.
Okay.
Either, so, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of this interview, and guys, we'll see you next time.
Awesome.